What's up, you guys? It's Rob here. Hope you guys had a good Monday. It was a great day on the stock market for me. It was a great day for AMC. AMC finished up almost 14% for the day. Phenomenal day. And let me tell you this, it's amazing how 24 hours can really change the sentiment of the stock market. And really, on Friday, we were very down in the dumps. We were the Wanda selling, all of this, like we were all concerned about it and everything like that. There was a lot of FUD going around and all that kind of stuff. And then today, we just stepped up to the plate and just hit it right out of the park because today was textbook. It was absolutely phenomenal, and I'm incredibly happy to just share this with you guys. But first, if you can, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, make sure that you ring that bell for the YouTube algorithm. It really does help me out. Also, down below, I do have my Webull referral link. You do get 2 free stocks when you join Webull with a new account. One when your account's approved, and then the other when you deposit $100 on the platform. And I just want to say that I do get a free stock as well because you did use my referral code, and it's a great way to support the channel. Anyways, let's hop into the charts, and then we'll cover the short interest through Stocko Tracker, and then we'll cover a little bit more of the short interest through Ortex itself. So really taking a look at today, just bullish day. We had a nice gap up here in the morning, and then we opened at 1238. So we opened up above this level of resistance and we fell down below this level of resistance. So technically we claimed it as a support in the pre-market. We did fall through it, and then we broke right through it with a nice bullish run. Now, the thing that I really want to talk about here is the support at 1310. This support here at 1310, this right here is textbook. This is textbook. Literally, you have a nice run up, you test it a couple times, didn't get through it, test it a couple more times, you get through it, and then you have a nice essentially inverted hammer candle here and claim it as a support. Then you have your indecision candle, and then you break back down through it. And that's the thing that we are taking a look at here. And then when we broke back down through it, we tested it several times, once, twice, 3 times, 4 times. And then on the 5th time we got through, and then we came up, did a little bit of consolidation, came back down, and then tested that support. So we tested it as a resistance, and then we broke through, consolidated for a little bit, and then tested it as a support, and then made our next move up here to 1396. Now we did get rejected at 1385, and that's one of the areas that I'm going to be taking a look at for tomorrow, is really what are we going to be doing with 1385? Because today claimed it as resistance. Much like down here at 1236, coming in the Friday, it was a level of resistance. Is 1385 going to become a level of resistance that we're going to have to compete with here? And definitely so, because we broke through it, got up to our intraday high of 1396, and then broke back down through, and then tried to retest later in the day, and we were rejected again. And then we came back here, got back above it a little bit, and then broke back down. So it's definitely a level of resistance that we're going to be fighting with over the next couple of days. Hopefully, really, it's only tomorrow, and we can do what we did back here and claim it as a nice level of support and then never see it again. That would definitely be very nice. We are up in the after hours to $13.80, which is really awesome. The stock has a lot of bullish momentum behind it because let me tell you this, if we take a look at all these candles, the amount of hammer candles and then doji candles I see here and inverted hammer candles indicates there was a very good buying pressure throughout the whole entire day. If we take a look at today's volume, we had 113.23 million shares traded. On Friday, we only had 53 million shares, so volume definitely did step up a little bit here, which is nice to see. We traded above the VWAP the whole entire day, so if you bought AMC, very bullish momentum. More than likely, you made money off of that share that you bought, unless if you bought here at the top, essentially. But very bullish day overall. The next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to we'll take a look at the 5-day. So 5-day, 5-minute here, you can really see we came down here on the 19th, essentially found our bottom, and then we had essentially consolidation. I mean, it's not the cleanest consolidation, but we had consolidation, which set us up for a nice gap up this morning, and then our nice rip up here to 1368 and 1380 in the after hours. really clean moves. We rip, we pull back, consolidate, and then we set up for our next rip. So what I'm really going to be looking for tomorrow is with 1385 is for us to consolidate around that point. Can be a little bit below it, can be a little bit above it. Keep in mind, supports and resistances aren't exact dollar amounts. They can have a little bit of a range to them. So keep that in mind. But the huge thing I want to do is I want to hop out here to the 1 month, 1 hour. And personally, this chart describes our bullish momentum. And I really want to point something out here that I noticed when I was looking at this chart before I started recording the video, was if you take a look at today, which is right here, take a look at today, and then you take a look at the 13th, it's almost a very similar move, We got rejected off of the same level here, and the only thing is, we closed higher today than what we did back here on the 13th, and we also opened up higher than what we did on the 13th. This is the reason why I'm saying that I feel like $12 is pretty much the floor for this stock right now, is because we consolidated down here and then we just bounced off of it and made a very bullish move. Now the huge thing is with 1385 here on the 1 hour, you can see how many times we tested it. So definitely going to have to get through it. And I think once we get through it, we might see a nice pop and run up to $15. Now keep in mind, we don't have Wanda in our way now, dumping 30.46 million shares onto the stock. So the only thing that we're going to really have to compete with now is the short sellers. So I might be getting a little bit ahead of myself, but I think we need to maybe start preparing for Tendy Town, maybe. Don't really want to say it, but I feel like it's coming because today was a very good bullish move right out of the rip. And I love it. We crossed our 15-day moving average over 60-day moving average, which is definitely good. And the other thing that I really want to point out on this chart is this essentially doji candle followed by an inverted hammer. And what this is you have an indecision candle followed by a very bullish candle. And that tells me that the stock was ready to essentially rip at this point instead of dipping back down. And that is one thing that I really love to see. Now we are overbought here on the RSI, so we definitely do need to do some consolidation at or around 1385 to bring this indicator back down. Our MACD is incredibly overextended. If we do some consolidation, that will definitely help reset that indicator a little bit and bring it a little bit closer to the equilibrium while maintaining its bullish direction, which is really good. Now, the next thing I really want to do is I want to hop out here to the year to date. And really, when we take a look at this, we're still riding post-squeeze. Our low here was $5.26. We're riding this nice ascending level of support here, and we're continuing to respect it. Now, if you take a look at today's candle, pretty much like it's not exactly a doji candle. It's a pretty full doji candle, but taking a look at it, it looks really good on this. We had a nice test here of 1385, and we tested right down here around $12.05. We touched a low of 12.17. So we definitely did validate our levels of support and resistances throughout the day. Textbook, this was an A+ day, very clean day. Overall, absolutely love it. Now, if we want to hop out here to, let's cover the short interest through Ortex, and then we'll cover Stocko Tracker, and then take a look at really odd open interest within the stock and just see if there's really 1 week where there's a lot of open options. So, but taking a look here at the free float, we did see a 0.64% change to the downside. So we're down to 14.37%. Can this absolutely squeeze? Yes, it still absolutely can. I have a hard feeling though, we're going to start seeing a lot of shorts not take positions within the stock. We did have 4.2 million shares borrowed, but we had 4.84 returned, which leaves us with a net change of 821,630. And you got to keep it in mind, the higher the stock goes and the more green days that we have, the harder it is for shorts to remain profitable. And I mean, I personally don't want the shorts to remain profitable, but if we want to squeeze, we got to have them there a little bit. If you ask me, can we absolutely squeeze off a 14.37% short interest or free float? Yes, I would absolutely say that we can. And you got to keep in mind, guys, this is literally what is reported to Ortex. And we know that there's a lot of malpractice with these hedge funds of not reporting things properly. We also know that there's probably a lot of failure to delivers. There's also a lot of naked shorting going on here. So this is the absolute bare minimum situation that we're going to be looking at here. I wouldn't be surprised personally if this number is a lot higher. Wouldn't shock me in the least. But taking a look at our cost to borrow, sitting at 10.19, average cost to borrow was 8.52 for the whole entire day. I would not be surprised if we also see this increase tomorrow because of the move that we made, and our utilization is now sitting at 99.28%. So it's really hard to borrow the shares, and also we had a very bullish day. Those two things, couple them together, it's going to have a high to cost to borrow fee. So wouldn't shock me tomorrow if not a lot of shorts take positions out. But hey, if they do, all the more mighty to them, because we're taking this thing to the moon, guys. We're absolutely taking it to the moon. But now let's hop over here to the Stocko tracker and take a look at the calls, and then take a look at the shares, the short interest shares to borrow, and then the short ETFs. So we have currently 46,982 calls in the money. At $14, we add another 8,573. Our shares available to borrow is 1.2 million, and our short ETFs is 11,211. Now, the thing that I really want to point out here is we do see that our that the short shares did drastically change from 1.5 million to 1.6 to 1.3 to 1.2. So there is shorting going on with the stock. If we come down here and take a look at our options data, we currently have 46,982 calls in the money. However, our out of the money calls are 91,868. Now, if we want to hop over here to Webull and take a look at the open interest here, where is a lot of our calls going to be? Here at $15, and then here at $21. We have 12,347 open interest contracts at $15, and then at $21 we have 10,705. And then if we get to $28, we have 24,518 open interest contracts. That is a lot. $28 might be a little bit of a stretch this week, but who knows? We could absolutely go to the moon, in my personal opinion. So I have no idea when the squeeze is going to happen, but we're definitely starting to set ourselves up for that, because today was like the first step. The next step is another bullish day tomorrow and getting above that 1454, and hopefully we can test that high of $15.80 during the after hours. If we can test that high and we can get above that, I think we could absolutely start rolling and cooking with Crisco, essentially, because once this thing gets rolling, ain't nothing really going to be stopping it. So, in my personal opinion, because us retail apes control the float. Now, really, the one thing that I want to highlight, I'm going to refresh this here. Okay, so we don't have our trading data today of our short percentage versus dark pool percentage. We'll have to check back on that probably tomorrow. But really, taking a look at the options data, the 18th is really, it seems like the date that everyone is putting a lot of their money into, because we have 332,090 contracts out of the money. We have 118,2004 currently in the money. And then our next biggest week after that would be the 21st of next year. So a lot of people are purchasing leaps for this contract too. If we take a look at puts here, really the 18th is going to be our fight. So the 18th really seems to be the week that a lot of people are putting money on the table for this stock. Keep in mind, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice. This is purely me just going through, doing analysis, and providing you guys this information for entertainment purposes so we can all do our own DD. So keep that in mind. Not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice. But when we take a look at this, the 18th has a lot. So this week really is going to be important, and then the 18th is really going to be the important week. Could we absolutely squeeze between now and then? Yes, we absolutely could squeeze. But really, there's a lot of money being put on the 18th, and then after that, it's essentially the 21st of next year. We do have the 17th of, I believe that's 17th of August here. So, no, wait, that's September. Gosh, I don't know my months straight, but taking a look here, August and September is another month that there's a lot of open interest too. So you got to keep that in mind. But really, guys, absolutely phenomenal day. Textbook here. And if we take a look at the June 21st, not June, yeah, June 18th, 2021 open interest, 139,101. So people are still adding onto this. It was at 133,000 yesterday. Now there's 139. So people are still purchasing these contracts here at the $40 strike. I'm not saying that it's going to hit the $40 strike on the 18th. What I'm saying is there's a lot of open interest, and what this tells me is it remains very bullish on AMC between now and the 18th. Because why would you spend $40 on this contract and essentially just throw it at the wall? I'm personally very frugal. I wouldn't just throw $40 at the wall to hope and see if something happens. That's just me, but maybe you guys are a little bit different. But really, that's what I got for you guys today. AMC, phenomenal day. Huge thing that I'm gonna be looking for tomorrow is 1385. What are we gonna be doing with 1385? Are we gonna open the pre-market? Are we gonna gap up, be above it, kind of thing? And keep in mind, if we do gap up above 1385, we do want to test and validate 1385 as a level of support, because we did test it several times here as a level of resistance. So validating that it's a level of support just kind of adds another checkbox to AMC moving up, and we're continuing this stair step in the upwards direction, which is the thing that I want us to continue to do. We took a nice step here. So if we consolidate tomorrow, I'm perfectly fine with that, as long as it's a bullish consolidation and we don't break down and test 1310 or something like that and have a pullback, because then I'm going to be a little bit on the worried side. But really, that's what I got for you guys today. Like I said, if you can, do me a favor, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and make sure that you ring that bell for the YouTube algorithm. It really does help me out a lot. And if you did make it this far in the video, do me a favor, drop a limoncello down in the comment section. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.